Hello everybody and welcome to Bricks and Toys. My name is Brandon and you guys are watching the most inexperienced LEGO YouTube channel in all of YouTube. Today's video is all about the city. We have a big city reveal that I've been working on for a couple of months. We have a couple updates on some of the smaller builds that were left incomplete from the prior videos. And we also have a update to the Lego City that I just realized was a major mistake that I made so many months ago, since the beginning of time for the Lego City. But first, we're actually going to start off with a user commented question about the Space Coaster. But before we get into all of that in today's video, I just want to talk to you guys really quick about the COVID status. If you guys have been following me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, you guys will all know about 6 days ago I caught the bug. One thing with this bug that I do want to say is I've had these symptoms ever since 2019, not consistently, but I've had in 2019 two flus that was just like this. I had another one in 2020, another one in 21, another one in 22, and I think I had even one in 23, and now I'm having this in 2024. So the funny thing about all of this, I just want to say, I never tested on any of those, and I think one of those I actually did, and it came up negative, but yet everybody around me had exposure. So I just found that really funny. But this time around, I actually did test positive, and I've been testing positive for the last 6 days. So it has been a little bit of a strange trip because I have a huge respect policy to the general public. Even though I don't usually like to go outside and associate with people because, people have their words about people, I actually don't want to hurt anybody or risk doing any damage to anybody's family. If you guys know anything about the channel, you guys will know this channel is here because of a major loss we had in our family because somebody went to the supermarket with COVID and got my stepdad sick and he passed. So COVID is not a laughing matter by any means. Back to the subject at hand. Today is the 22nd and I'm still testing double positive. I really hope by the time you guys get this video, which is going to be on the 24th, the positive is now a negative, and that's the only thing I want to be negative about is being negative on a COVID test. Because I'm tired of being quarantined in the house. I think in the last 6 days, I've played about 40 hours of Grand Theft Auto, which is a normal amount of time somebody would spend on a job. I don't like playing video games that long. I don't condone it. I don't believe in it. Even when I take a break from video games, I end up doing other random little projects around the house. In the next video, you guys are going to see me talk about what we're looking at for the month of February, and you guys are going to see that I have done some redecorating with the Lego because I just cannot sit still, but I won't go outside and risk damaging someone's family and doing harm out there. It's not worth being selfish, everybody. Stay inside. Get better and take care. That's the COVID update. Tomorrow is my 33rd birthday. So by the time you guys will have seen this video, my birthday will have passed. So I did make it to 33, even with COVID hot on my heels. But let's just be honest. COVID is now 4 years old and it's not what it used to be. It is now really evolutionized and got to the point to where it's just a bug for a very annoying bug, one that causes a lot of issues. Before I get into today's video, I'm just going to address one of those issues. I have now started this video 10 times. This is my 10th go at making this video for you all. It's because my brain does not want to work. I have really bad cognitive decline, or however you want to put it. Things are rolling upstairs, but they can't connect out to come out here. If I'm a little patchy in today's video, that is why. So now, let's get to the Space Coaster. Now, the deal with the Space Coaster is I had a user write into the channel and they asked me, how did you get it to mount to a Mills plate? And the issue with this is the coaster is diagonal and the Mills plate is vertical. I need to mount it securely to the plate. In that video, I said that I use studs. Well, the studs have since, due to heat and moving things around, have broken free. So when they wrote into me and they asked me how did I mount it, I told them I used studs and I just kind of guessed on the location, but to be honest with you, it never worked. So I wouldn't suggest doing that. But I did write a suggestion. And what I wrote into the viewer was take a turntable 2x2 plate, which is this thing with the little gray part attached, and try to connect it that way. Now this is the part of the video to where I want to tell you guys, if you guys like Lego content, subscribe, because I do interact with your comments and I do test things if I don't have a solid answer for you. This is proof right here, everybody. You guys are watching history in a making, because you guys are watching a Lego YouTuber who told somebody a good idea to fix their solution, and now he's testing it just for them. So if you're out there watching, I really hope, if you have not tried this, that this helps. And this answers the question of how to mount the Space Coaster to the plate. What we're going to do is we're actually going to bring you guys in over here to the Space Coaster, and we're going to kind of poke at it and take a look at it, and we're going to see what we need to do to get these 2x2 turntables to work. And if you guys are wondering, why are we using a 2x2 turntable? It's because, well, it's a turntable. We could take things that go vertical and go diagonal or whatever direction. I found out about these pieces doing sideways builds and things from out of the box. So with that, let's bring you guys in. Let's start off with the Space Coaster. Okay, so one of the first channel updates I actually wanted to show you guys is the ice cream truck. If you guys watched the city build video, we actually just got done putting this together, but today we got our stickers in, hence why we couldn't make this video when we were supposed to on the 22nd, but it is what it is. And that's the ice cream truck right there with all of its stickers. It is pretty cool. And we also had to order the dog that was lost. That's the ice cream truck. We can just get that off to the side, and let's make some room for this. Now, this is the Space Coaster, like we have been talking about. And if you guys can see, the construction of the Space Coaster is kind of like a lattice type ladder. So let's go ahead, let's move this off. And when we take the Space Coaster off, we have the plate. Now it would be a good time for me to kind of knock the dust off of this. Look at that, we're cleaning the Lego City 2 today. And here we have these generalized areas to where the coaster needs to go. So let's go ahead and let's actually clear off these little areas. So now we have removed all of that. Let's take this coaster cart off. Get this out of the way so we can try to make this a little bit simpler. Okay, coaster going back on. Now, I'm not going to try to put a part on every single little round table piece. I think that would just be, well, nuts. What I just want to do is I want to try to at least do the front 3 and maybe the back 2. Like, that is my goal. And so looking at this, it does seem that I can maybe go here. So if this is centered up here, this is going to be centered. You want to try to find your center, okay? So that's going to go like that. So what that's going to tell me is I actually need to put 2 blocks in right there to signify that spot. This spot looks like it wants to be centered right there. This is another one that needs to be changed. This is just a big guessing game of what's called making it work. Because at the end of the day, we don't want to be any studs off, because this thing will be forced to flex, and it will not work correctly if it is forced to flex. Okay, so that looks good on that part. I really hope this works and this helps answer the question that viewer had. And it also helps me out with what this problem is. So the thing with Lego is all about pattern. If you guys notice in the center, right, so here and over here, I have our mounting point in between what would be a normal, 2x2 section. And if you look over here, I have the same thing over here staggered. So I find that really interesting. So that is definitely something to note, that we might be onto what we need to be onto. So now let's go ahead, let's put our turntables on. Now first attempt at the mounting. Okay. And there we go. We're all mounted. Okay, fingers crossed this was that easy. Okay, so with the coaster, it just seems like we're going to get it to fit on this side, but not onto this side. This side doesn't want to work. So we don't need to have it all fixed in, but now we can press down, and here's the test. Ta-da! It is properly mounted. So for the viewer out there that asked me, how did I get it mounted? Well, here's the answer to your question. The two-part turntable. So if you're watching, I followed up, tested it. So if you haven't tested it yet, now you know it works. So now let's go outside. Let's tackle the next project, which is with these. Okay, so coming out to the Lego City, you guys can get a look at the problem. And that is that right there. And why is that an issue? Well, the cars just go flip onto the floor. If I put a barrier up here, then why is there not a barrier here? Speed bumps, caution, you're going to go off the cliff. It makes no sense. So what I'm proposing to do is if you come over here, I now took half of a road plate and put it in right here. And then I took the other half and made it a sidewalk. So now what we're going to do is we got to do that 2 more times. Obviously, right there. And coming on down the sidewalk right there. Now with these, I am going to do these a little bit different because I want the sidewalk to stay this thick. Where over here, you can see I actually pushed in the parking stall a little bit this way and then to make this an even thickness. Over here, that doesn't matter, but over here, it's a huge cosmetic issue. So I will have to put plates or something to fill in the gap right here. That is not the half road plate. So let's go and let's do that live. So the first thing we need to do is actually just kind of barbarically just pull up an existing road plate, just like that. Okay, and then we need to clear off some space because we're not going to need this where we're going. So we're looking at maybe pulling these back a click, and these got to come out, and out. Then it's as simple as taking one of these and just pressing it down like that. So then we have the beginning of what we're trying to do. And then we're going to go, and then we're going to take this piece, and we have to pillage or pilferage these little parts off to fix that, also to fix this all the way around. And now the road is perfect. Looks like you guys lost a little focus there. Let's get you guys focused. There you guys go. So now we got that road plate installed. Next step is just to Mills plate this existing area. Actually, we're going to Mills plate this one 2 back. Because remember what I said, I want to keep that sidewalk to the same width. We'll fix the rest of it soon. We're going to fill all this in with brick. Because this is going to be a little off. It's not going to be even. So we're just going to fill it all in. I got lots of brick. I'm not really concerned. Next up, we're going to put on our plate. Okay, so now I need to make a piece that goes here, and I need to get a piece that goes there. There we go. And there's our future sidewalk. Now we just need to lay in. I think it's going to be 2 layers. Yeah, 2 layers of just random brick. Then just taking these off of the old road plates, we could fill in for the difference in the road. Okay, so now we have our road, we have our base. Now I want to bare the corners. Okay, so now we want these light gray to go all the way through. Here we go. So now this is the part in every Lego city you need to think about consistencies. Now the cars cannot obviously roll off of this cliff. So what's wrong with this picture? Right here. That's what's wrong with this picture. Now that needs to be eliminated. We don't need that no more. So now we're just going to lay down our dark gray plates. And we're going to put these so many spaces, because what we're going to do is we're actually going to put some stud plates down. And so that is the finished product. A part of me kind of wanted to move these down a little bit, be more inset towards the buildings, but then I would have to change them all the way through, and I don't want to do that. So now I'm going to go do the other side over here, and then I'll show you what that looks like with it all done. Then I'll show you a couple more updates, and I'll reveal the big plan. Okay, so the work's done. As you guys know, that's the one I already showed you guys. And that is that one. Now this one I'm glad I didn't do on camera, because I did some really shoddy plating work, and I ended up having to take the sidewalks back from here all the way to here. So that took a little bit more time. I think that looks really cool. Now for your updates, I put the ice cream truck right over there across from the burger truck, and now we got some dueling competitors that actually work for each other. Have a burger, have dessert, right across. Now this is the other update I wanted to show you guys, was the update on the taco truck or the hot dog truck. I changed more colors, worked in some more features. It's a little bit better, a little bit different. Meanwhile, that's still like how it was in the video, and I just put all that back together from the earlier segment. Well guys, that does it for today's... Nah, I'm just joking. We have the big reveal to talk about, and the big reveal has to do with right where I'm standing right now in the studio. And if you guys don't know where I'm standing, well, let me put you in a better angle so you guys can see where I'm standing. I am standing in a dead space of where the cabinets used to be. We have all of this space. And this is what our big reveal talk of the day is what the hell are we going to do with all of that space? Let's go and look at a notebook. So what I have planned for the Lego City, everybody, is a proposed expansion. Wow! Okay, it's actually a lot more interesting than just this. Everything for the next 5 pages is the proposed expansion. I don't know how well you guys can see it with the camera. I'm hoping the DJI is doing its job. We currently have 130 inches of Lego City. That's 13 base plates across, 80 inches deep, which is 8 base plates down. We have 8 across for the amusement park area, which is another 80 inches, 50 through the campground, and we have another 40. And we have a 40 there. So we are in a really weird L shape. And what we've been working on for the last year started off with a little forestry area right in this area. We'll get more to that in a second. But we have actually built an amazing city from this point forward. But things need to get better. I cannot do what needs to be done over here without a proposed expansion. And now, with the proposed expansion, we're going to talk about going from 80 inches to a full 160 all the way across, and that's adding another 30 inches to the end right here. So we're going to add in total, where it's going to be 160 across and technically 85 down. So we're going to have a half base plate extra to work with. Now, you guys are probably getting tired of looking at this chicken scratch, so now let's show you the bigger dog. Again, this is a month's worth of hard work. Boom, the big dog. Okay, so currently in the Lego City, we have, this is where the museum is currently. This is where the block of heroes and villainy is right here. Then we have the little beach front right here with our ocean and our beach houses, lighthouse, fishing store. This is our current forest area right here. That is very lackluster in comparison to what our actual city is. This is where our train goes around right here. And here is our amusement park. So what we are talking about doing is taking this space and then blowing it up into a space this big. So that would give us an extra half base plate here, then all these extra base plates. Continuing on, here is the final product. What would happen with the Lego City is our forestry area would now go from here all around over here. We would have a road that comes down and actually goes around with more forestry over here. The ocean would stay about the same, just a little bit, it's like a couple more base plates bigger. We would just allow a little bit more water. We would do a campground, a picnic area, tree house, and then we would do the A-frame cabin with a whole bunch of forest and a lake. We would get our rivers from the tree house to work correctly, have a little creek going into the picnic area with a pond, like how we kind of have already. Then over here, hidden in the forest, is going to be a little medieval area with a medieval blacksmith and some other little medieval sets. Speaking of medieval, we're going to move Hocus Pocus down here towards the end of the forest. Kind of makes sense to me. We're going to put a farm tucked away in between the forest and the ocean, so it's kind of like a buffer. And then everything here pretty much stays the same, just the amusement park grows one base plate wider because we need that width. But then everything down here pretty much stays the same with the exception of we're going to have 2 open base plates here and here for future modular buildings that come out. So this gives us some future proof, and this also gives us what we need. So then, what do we need to do this project to make Lego City this freaking big? Well, let's go in to the next page. And that is a supersized 3 or more like 4-part table. Here is the blueprints to a table. The measurements say 80. They're supposed to be 85. I make mistakes. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a giant 160 by 85 table in the Lego City. Now you're probably wondering, if you put the Lego City up against the cabinets here, and up against the walkway here, and up against the wall here, how is he going to be able to access and work on all of that around the Lego City? Well, we're going to actually put casters or rolling wheels, heavy-duty rolling wheels, on the tables. So this whole thing will roll out like a giant sheet, which will be perfect. And then with it rolled out, I can have it in the middle of the garage where I can proceed to work on it in any way that needs to be done. Then your next question probably is, when you move, because we always got to move in life, how are you going to move a 160 by 85 inch table? Well, we're going to make the tables in 3 sections. And each section is going to be basically 4 feet by 85 in size. And then they're going to screw together. That right there does 2 things. Makes it easier to move, and it also future-proofs it. This right here is going to be the 16 inch by 85 inch section. This is kind of like just to add a little bit of extra space in the Lego City. But this is the only disposable part of this table. We threw away a lot of money in IKEA tables because we thought that they would be sufficient, but they're not. I can't lean on them. I can't really work on them. It's just not good. This is going to be the only disposable part. The rest of this will last the life of the Lego City and the Lego channel. Anytime I need to move or make things bigger, I can just add another 48 by 85 section and just add until we go all the way. And that is all that I have for this. Let's go back out to the Lego Studio. I want to show you a couple things about this in accordance to what is there now. So coming back out here to the Lego City, what will happen with the Lego City as far as dimensions? This will stay exactly the same up to that wall, but then it will come all the way down and go right up against these cabinets right here. That will be perfect as far as space. Then we will go all the way against the wall over there. But like I said, the whole plan would be to take this Lego City, have it on wheels, so 2 people, not just myself, and maybe a 3rd person in the middle when I have to work, can take this whole city, yank it with some handles, and put it right here in the middle, or where my mom's car is right now. And that way we could do whatever we want all the way around. The biggest change is going to be, right now we have to go so low to work. I'm going to bring things up probably about this high. So the road plates will now be about that far off. So we're also going to make it up higher. I am hoping to make the train line bigger by letting it go over into the forestry area a little bit. We will see. But the biggest thing I'm really excited for with the change is making this a half base plate wider. 16 studs could do so much justice to that alone. So with that one, everybody, that is the video. We talked about our COVID update. We went over the Space Coaster. We now know, if you're watching, the viewer that asked me the question about mounting it, we now know how to mount it, and we did it. Great. We also went over, I showed you the Friends Wiener Cart update. I also showed you the ice cream truck update from the 2 builds before. Those went great. And you guys also got to see me fix these pesky little sidewalks. I don't know why I put 3 driveways going straight out. What are they going to do? Fly? Where we're going, we don't need roads. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I woke up in the middle of the night and was like, I got to fix that. I have an idea. So I fixed it. And then most of all, you guys got to see what 2024 is looking like as far as the Lego City. And now I can start telling you guys all about the plans, about how we're going to do this and when we're going to do this. And I can stop tiptoeing around, trying not to spoil what I just told you. So I really hope you guys are excited to see me actually do some woodworking, make some custom tables, and really fill up this whole garage full of a Lego City. The tables will be done in about a month if budgeting allows. The Lego City work should last the entire year, and that's what we really need, is to get that long term of what we can do in the Lego City, so you guys can get some custom content from me and not just reviews. I don't want you guys always watching reviews. That's what I have most of the time, but sometimes I want you guys to watch something different, and that's why I'm doing this for you guys. So with that one, I just want to say, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're looking forward to watching this type of change or this kind of work from me, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you guys want to leave a little donation, just hit thanks right below the screen there. Everything you guys do will, well, fund the tables, fund the Lego madness that we got planned for 2024. And just as usual, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate all you guys for watching. Thank you so much, and you all have a good one.